Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Welcome, Dr. Carter. As we met prior to this testimony, we covered a few issues, and I'm going to submit questions for the record since we won't be able to cover all of them, but they include military sexual assault, issues concerning combat integration, military compensation, cyber, Iran, and Syria. So I will send those so you can answer them in due course. But specifically, let's focus a little bit on the military sexual assault issue, which you know I am very passionate about trying to solve this scourge. One of the concerns I have is that last year we had 20,000 cases of sexual assault and unwanted sexual contact within the military. And I would like your view as to whether you believe that level of sexual assault today is still the good order and discipline we would want from our services.
No, Senator, it's not. And you used the word passion. I have the same passion you do. This problem of sexual assault is something that it persists in our military. It's widespread in our society, but it's particularly offensive in the military community because the military ethos is one of honor, and trust. You have to trust the person who's, so to speak, in the foxhole next to you. These are violations of honor and trust. Also, in military life, we put people in positions, we put them in situations of austere deployment, of a situation where the hierarchy of military life is a necessity in battle. And these also provide opportunities, this context, military context, for predators. So it is more offensive in military life even than in civilian life, and we've got to root it out. And I know that many members of this committee, but you especially, Senator, have led in that regard, and I'm grateful for the thoughts and frankly for keeping the heat on. If I'm confirmed, I'll feel that heat and I'll understand it and be with it.
The one statistic I was particularly concerned about, the most recent report, is that of all those who were willing to report the assault openly, were retaliated against. 62% of those who reported these crimes were retaliated against, experienced some form of retaliation. So I'm highly concerned that the military is still failing in living up to their zero tolerance policy. Do you agree?
I do agree that retaliation is a dimension of the problem that, to me at least, is becoming increasingly apparent. This is a problem, if I may say, and you know this because you've worked so hard on it, but that the more we dig into it, the more dimensions of it we come to understand. And I think the idea that victims are retaliated against not only by the hierarchy above them, but by their peers is something that is unacceptable, that we have to combat also. And the survey that you refer to indicated that that is widespread, and we need to get at that.
I understand from your testimony that you place a premium on the chain of command. And I fully understand that for combat situations, the chain of command is not only essential, but necessary in every respect. I would like you to, though, consider all options for how you can reform the military justice system to actually professionalize it, make it more effective. And when our allies have reformed their military justice system to guarantee more civil liberties and to professionalize it and to take out biases, they've not seen diminution in the ability to train troops, to instill good order and discipline within the troops, and to do their jobs. I would ask you that you would keep an open mind to look at all possible solutions for improving our criminal justice system within the military.
I will.
Thank you. Another concern that I have is in terms of the issue of how we can create opportunities for women in combat. One of the issues that I have looked at is how are each of the services being able to open those positions, opening all positions to women in combat, because as you know, in order to become promoted within the military, oftentimes combat missions are required, and having certain roles that require combat is required for promotion. Are you committed to allowing women to serve in all positions and to gender-neutral standards for each of the services?
I'm certainly committed to gender-neutral standards. What I do know is this, that the services are examining whether there are any positions in the military that should not be open to women. I strongly incline towards opening them all to women, but I'm also respectful of the circumstances and of professional military judgment in this regard. I've not been involved in those studies. If I am confirmed, I'd want to confer with our own leaders in the Department of Defense, with you and others who have thought carefully about that problem, and try to come to a view